This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Jayco Alante model 27A. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the outside really quickly. Obviously these are all storage compartments here. This is your TV entertainment center right here. Pretty self-explanatory. Right there. This is pretty cool. This is the outside of your water heater. Now the water heater is drained right now, I'm sure. Let's look and see here. Yeah, so because this motorhome's winterized right now, it's drained. You can see the drain hole. Oop, and then there goes the plug. Hold on. Oh goodness. So that's the plug. It's drained because it's winterized. It's also in bypass mode, so keep that in mind. You have a power awning. Okay. Our guys will explain the chassis part to you. You know, the fluids and the dashboard, that sort of thing. Right here we have a house battery and we have the LP hookup. So this is where they fill the LP. It's full right now. All right. So that's where that's done. Then on this one here, we have the generator, which is running right now. Okay? Now you can pull this cover off and operate the generator from out here, but usually you'll just use the control panel inside. 2 slide rooms. This is where you dump your tanks. Hopefully you can see this all right. I'm having a hard time seeing the monitor panel the way the sun is. But right here, you have your black and gray dump valves. All right. And this is your water controls here. So basically your power cord is right here. It's a 30 amp, 30-foot cord. Now, in order to configure whether you're dry camping or you're filling your onboard fresh water tank, whether you're winterizing, de-winterizing, all that sort of thing, you take care of that by setting these levers here, these controls, to match the picture for each one. It's very simple. If you want to fill your tank, let's say you're camping somewhere where there's no water on the campsites, there's no city water on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. Generally you're going to use this configuration here, which is city water. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Let's see here, and that's your city water hookup there, of course. This is a black tank flush here. After you've dumped your black tank, then your gray tank, you can open the valve on your black tank, put the hose at the dump station on here, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of the black tank and clean it out even better. All right? Your water pump can be operated here or from inside the trailer. It's up to you. And this blue coiled sprayer plugs in right here to the quick connect, so you can hose things down, whatever you need to clean off bicycles or kids or dogs or feet or whatever you need to do. So that's all done from here. Also, this comes with a carbon block water filter. You can see there's the canister right there. The filter's inside the trailer. It's up to you whether you use it or not. Some people don't use it because they don't bother drinking the water. They carry their own. Other people use it, so it's up to you. But there is a wrench for it and a filter inside the trailer. So you have a backup camera up here, of course. Ladder, which is great. You want to inspect your roof every 90 days. Basically, you're going to just have someone go up there and just take a look around and make sure that all the sealant is good, no cracks, no separation, no damage from tree limbs, that sort of thing. Okay, normally the step is a power step. You can turn that on or off right here, right? This is the power to to turn your house power on and off. It's on right now, of course. Your awning, in and out. Never leave the awning out unattended. Okay. And the power step button right here. Right now it's off, so it stays out, right? But normally when it's on, when you shut the main entry door, the step will retract. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see what we have here. Okay. This is the televator switch here to raise and lower your TV set, which is right there. Keep in mind, this does have a automatic stabilizer, right? So that's where this is operated. You have to apply the emergency brake before you operate this, but basically you're just going to push auto level. You'll turn it on, then you push auto level. It's going to level it, and then you can, after that when you're leaving, you can push retract, and it'll retract them all. You can also operate all the rams or jacks, whatever you want to call them, separately, but generally you're just going to use auto level and auto retract. Okay. Alright, so this is the control panel here. You operate your generator from here. Basically it'll prime itself, so you'll push start and hold it, and it'll prime it and then start it up. Your slide rooms here, 1 and 2. This has tank heaters, so your fresh water tank, your gray tank and your black tank. Gray tank meaning sink and shower water, black tank and meaning toilet water and waste. They all have a heating pad on them, so you can extend your season. You can, when it's below freezing outside, you can still use it to an extent. I mean, once it gets super cold, you're not going to be able to use it normally, but it extends your season. You can stay out later in the fall and go out earlier in the spring. Your water heater works on both either LP gas or electricity. Never start the water heater like that without water in the tank. Right now it's empty because it's winterized. So after you de-winterize, what you're going to do is you're going to put the plug in it, of course, and you're going to get all the antifreeze out of line. But then to fill it, you're just going to come over to the sink and turn on the hot water, and air will just come spurting out. A little more water will come spurting out, and more water and more water. Eventually you get a stream of solid water coming out of the hot water. That's how you know that the tank is filled. Then you can turn it on. If you dry fire it, you'll damage it for sure. I mean, it's just a heating element that's going to be replaced, but it's still, you know. Okay, so this is your LP, your battery, fully charged. Fresh water is empty. You can see it graduates up in 1/3 increments till it's full. Black and gray, all empty. Once the black and gray get past 2/3, you're going to have to start thinking about dumping them. Okay. This tells us we're running on the generator. It basically tells you your power source. This is just an analog thermostat. So right now it's on heat, but you can obviously off there. Then you can run the fan. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Then you go over to cool, which is full air conditioning. Try to keep your fan on auto when you can. All right. And this just basically tells you got 14 volts in your battery. It's just a control panel that gives you an idea what's happening with your power. Down here is your power converter. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. It'll also charge your batteries. But the power converter will give you all the 12 volt you need as long as you're plugged into shore power. So that's a good thing. All right. The bathroom, that's pretty self-explanatory. The sink and the shower work like any other sink and shower. You do have a power vent. Run the vent with the shower for sure to pull the humidity out. And the toilet. Now the toilet, if you haven't owned an RV before, this is the flush pedal here. Right? That's antifreeze coming out because it's winterized. Basically, you can't run this dry. By dry, I mean the black tank, empty. So the black tank is directly below there, right? So after you've hooked up at the campsite, you hooked up your power and your water, you'll come in here and you'll stand on this pedal, the trap will open and water will come swirling out. So you're just going to put about a gallon or so of water in there, And it doesn't have to be exact. There's no way to tell exactly what a gallon is, but it doesn't have to be. You just have to have some water in there to start off. You never use the toilet when the black tank is totally dry, or else you have a smell that'll just about kill you, and you definitely won't do it twice anyway. So make sure you put some water in there when you first start off. Okay? Alright, the range, it works like most RV ranges. You're just going to, I assume the gas is alright, yeah. So you're just going to put it to pilot light, or excuse me, to light, then you're going to spark it. You spark it by turning this knob here clockwise. Now the oven is a little bit different. You can see the spark there. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to turn the oven knob to pilot, which is just a picture of the flame. Then you depress it. You keep it depressed, and then you're going to spark it till the pilot light back here lights. It's all the way on the bottom, all the way to the back. You'll see it light. Once it lights, you'll continue to hold this in for another 10 seconds or so to heat it up. Then you go to operating temperature. Whoops, operating temperature, and then it'll cycle on and off like an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. It also has a ambient type light there, a cool blue light, as all RVs seem to have these days. This is your power, your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. You can see it's green. It should always be green. We can test it. By going like that, we'll go through just 2 self-tests and then a battery. It'll be very slowly, like that. That's telling you that you have a low battery. So it detects carbon monoxide, LP gas, and if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. Alright, and it should always be green. If it's not, you get it serviced. Okay, so the refrigerator is very simple. It's a gas absorption refrigerator, meaning it'll work on 110 AC or LP gas. So basically on and off, it's on right now. You push the mode button. Right now that's A and a plug. That's automatic electricity. So what that means is that it seeks out electricity. If it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas. If you're gone, exploring and your refrigerator is running on electricity at the campsite and there's a power failure at the campsite, it'll sense it and automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. You can dedicate it to gas just by going like that, or dedicate it to electricity by going like that. But generally speaking, you're going to have an automatic electric like that. You can't go wrong. So that's the typical configuration. Okay? And of course the tables fold down to a bed, and this folds out also. Alrighty, I think we've got most of it. Like I said, remember with the stabilizer, you want to turn, or excuse me, you want to engage the parking brake. Now this bed comes up and down also, and you can see back there's the key for it. You just turn the key, it goes up and down. Always make sure there's no obstructions. All right. The ladder's up here. So before you leave, they got to make sure they secure that by putting it under the mattress, so it doesn't bounce down and damage something. When it comes to your chassis parts, they'll go over that with you, but this is your sound and your backup camera and all of that sort of thing. All the audio video stuff is right there on the screen, so that's a good thing. Okay, so this video is just kind of a supplemental video that's to touch some of the stuff that you don't normally go through in a regular walkthrough, so just to help you out. So I want to thank you for purchasing your RV here at National RV Detroit. And remember what I told you about inspecting the roof and the seals. That's very important to do. You can't do it yourself, have someone else do it every 90 days or so. It's very important when you own an RV. So, okay, thank you.